How do you feel about being the first professional golfer for Lynx LS?
Well, I'm very happy to be the first pro on the Lynx Pro series, and I think it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. My problem is I'll have to get my grandchildren to teach me how to operate the computer.
Do you think you'll be able to hit a 300-yard drive on the computer?
That's the best part of it. One of the frustrations I have of still playing golf, and not winning is one, of course, but the other is having someone drive it by me. And if I could get it longer than anyone on the computer, that would at least be part way down the road. All I want to do is hit it by the guy I'm with. I don't care about beating everyone. I just want to beat the guy that I'm with.
You've played with a number of celebrities over the course of your career. Who have been some of your favorites?
I have played with people who I've enjoyed very much from the standpoint of being with them playing golf, such as Dwight Eisenhower, who I played quite a lot of golf with over the years, and Bob Hope is another one that in the early days of my golf career, I played with him quite a lot in pro-ams and charity events and that sort of thing, and playing with them was really a lot of fun for me. Ike particularly was a man that truly enjoyed being on the golf course and the challenge of playing the game, and that in itself made it very enjoyable for me.
Do you have a favorite touring professional you've played with over the years?
Competitively, I've enjoyed playing against people that were really good, from Snead and Hogan, and over the years, Middlecoff, some of the real great players that of all time, and of course more recently Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, I think were the top of the line as far as people to play golf with and competitive, and they were good. I mean, they were not flashes or something that just happened for a moment and went away. They stayed good, and as a matter of fact, they're still good. All of those things together combined has been some of the things that I've enjoyed very much about the game of golf.
You've been chosen to captain the President's Cup this year. What are your thoughts?
I am going to be the captain of this year's President's Cup team, and of course in January we'll be making a lot of announcements about that match between the United States and the so-called rest of the world, with the exception of the countries that play in the Ryder Cup. And of course, if you look at the people that are going to be playing in that, you're going to see just a lot of stars, so to speak, such as Greg Norman and Nick Price, and then of course the Asian Tour, where Jumbo Ozaki, people like that will be playing on the rest of the world, and the U.S. players. At this point in time, it's hard to say, but I think we'll see the guys that are doing very well now, and that could be any number, but there'll be 12 of them, and they're competing now for that position to play.
Do the players qualify for the President's Cup the same way as they do for Ryder Cup?
Well, it's similar. It's based on their performance over a couple-year period. And yes, it's very similar. I think they do a little slightly different rewarding for play, but it's very similar.
Tell us about the changes at your tournament this year.
And the beginning of the tournament was the Bay Hill Invitational, which was my name for it and the name that I wanted to put on it. And then in the next few years, our sponsors wanted it to be their name and marqueed with their name. Well, that's fine, and you can't object to people who are really putting up the money for a golf tournament, wanting to get the rewards for that, what they're doing. But One of the ambitions that I have had as far as my golf tournament is concerned was to have it the Bay Hill Invitational. This year, starting this year, we will be back to the Bay Hill Invitational, and it will be presented or sponsored by Office Depot. And that's exactly the way it will be titled, and I like that a lot better, having the Bay Hill Invitational presented by Office Depot, and they have been fantastic to work with in this particular situation. So if I can keep them happy, I think we've got a pretty long-term deal with them to sponsor the Bay Hill Invitational.
What changes have you seen in golf over the years?
Well, one of the things that comes to my mind, first of all, I've played in the desert, Palm Springs, in that area for many, many years, and I've seen some of the most amazing changes in the game of golf there. The first time I went to Palm Springs, there were 3 golf courses in the desert, and today in the Coachella Valley there's over 100 golf courses. So that's one of the things that you see, and they're building them every day.
What changes do you see coming with all the new equipment available today?
We are seeing a lot of high-tech golf equipment, and it's wonderful. As a matter of fact, it's contributing to my still out there playing. You know, I would not be surprised that someday we will have to see the golf ball controlled, and that will, and it isn't as disastrous as it sounds. Controlling the golf ball would keep all the golf courses that we have in existence in the world today as competitive golf courses. And you know, it may not happen for this year or next year or 5 years from now, but someday the golf will be played somewhat like baseball, football. You won't have to bring your golf balls to the tournament. They'll hand you the golf balls. But I see one day that all manufacturers will have to do golf balls that are certified and will be standard golf balls. And the initial velocity, the weight, the size, the whole thing, the cover, will all be standardized.
What are your concerns with the increased number of new players coming to the game?
One of the things that I have talked to the PGA and the USGA about quite a lot is an educational program that would keep golf in the same tradition, integrity that we have enjoyed all these years. And what am I concerned about? Well, people that come to play golf today, and there's a lot of them, they come every day, new golfers, and a lot of them have never been instructed as to the etiquette of the game or to the integrity, and even down to the dress code and to what is proper dress for playing the game. And I think that we need to really start a very strong program that reaches everyone that is potential or playing the game of golf, and that is to instruct them as to how you conduct yourself in the game and what has made the game so great. And that is just the very fact that we don't have referees in the sense that they call penalties on you. You call penalties on yourself. And that's, I think, very, very important that we kind of get an informative program up that makes people appreciate and understand how serious and how dedicated those of us who have been in the game for so many years feel about the conduct on the golf course.
What can the game of golf bring to your lifestyle?
It brings companionship. It gives them associations with other people, whether it be men and women, or whether it be men in business or ladies in business, or companionship on the golf course. It gives them a reason for staying vital, for getting out and doing something. If you get to a certain age, you might not want to play football anymore. You might not want to be a baseball player or a wrestler or whatever you might have done. The game of golf is presented in such a way that you can play it from any age you want to play it, and you can continue to play it until they put you in the box, and instead of looking down at the grass, you're looking up at the roots. So there are just so many things that that golf can provide you. It's a competition, a reason for staying physical. It gives you a time to do things, whether it be social or competitively in the game as a sport, and on and on and on. It is something that I think is very, very vital, and can be vital to a person, a woman, a man, an older person, whatever. And the competitiveness of it keeps a lot of spirit alive in people.
Is there more to computer golf than just entertainment?
Oh, I think it's more than just entertainment. I think people, even from the pro to, again, the high handicapper, what they can get from the game that they'll be playing is using their head, thinking.
Is links realistic, and will it continue to be number one?
Well, I think it's very realistic, and I think it will be.
How did the Palmer C partnership come about?
Well, we started on a course by chance, I guess, boss. You were playing, in fact, with Leonard Thompson and I think Eddie Pierce, if I'm not mistaken, at the Bermuda Run. 1971. So we got started, and he just asked me would I consider going to work with him. It didn't take me long to decide what I would like to do.
How many courses have you built together?
Well, we're over 150 now, and I have to stop and think, and we keep a running total of the ones that are open, so that's the one, not the ones we're working on, but we're about 154 right now.
How many projects are you currently working on?
I think we have 19 internationally. We have 34 total now.
How do you manage all those projects?
Sit on an airplane a lot. One of our strongest, I guess, mandates to the company is that we don't sell a set of plans. We see to it that it gets built personally. Arnold and I spend a lot of time on the site.
What is your golf course design philosophy?
I think the first two initiatives, and he taught me this, and it's a feeling that you're going to go out there, and when you look out there on that golf course, you sort of get excited about being there in the first place. And then hopefully through the design, you have fun. I'll let the boss talk to you about challenge. I think to the average golfer, he's got a challenge just getting it around. So we don't try to build in something to kill him, and never have.
Well, I think that our philosophy in building golf courses is the ability to build a golf course that the average player can go out and enjoy and have fun playing. And the ability to take that same golf course and give the best player in the world a real challenge. And that's where we have pointed ourselves in building golf courses. It doesn't take any more talent as an architect to build a golf course that is a golf course that you really literally can't play around. You lose golf balls, you're in the water all the time. That's very easy to do. I mean, that isn't something that takes a great deal of talent, but it does take a little more talent to do something that is playable and is playable from every aspect, whether it's a young couple who just getting into the game, or whether it be the old professional who knows his way around all the golf courses. And our philosophy has been to do just that.